This is one of the most powerful pocket option strategies I have ever seen. And in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to break down to you exactly how it works. For those of you who don't know, my name is Connor McCluskey, and I've been trading on pocket option for the last 7 years, and I've managed to make over $450,000 from it. My goal behind this video is to show you exactly how the strategy works, but also to test whether these YouTube strategies are profitable or not. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Before we get started with anything, I'm going to break down the indicators, the most important part of this entire setup and the strategy itself. The two indicators that we are going to be using for the strategy is the fractal indicator, which are these ones over here, as well as the RSI indicator at the bottom. The fractal uses a period of 2 and the styles can be copied right over here. The second indicator that we're going to be using is the RSI, which has a period of 5. You can pause the video to then go and copy all these indicators and their values over there. So how the strategy works is very simple. All that you're looking for is either a red fractal or a green fractal and a cross of the RSI either above or below the 50 line on the RSI. For example, over here, we see a green fractal. And right after that, we immediately see that the RSI line crosses above the 50 line. This gives us an opportunity to place a lot of buy entries over here, and we would end up winning. For example, we see the green fractal, we see the cross of the RSI here. We could be able to place a buy on all of these trades over here until we lost, right? So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins in a row, and then a loss. We can then go and document this inside of the quick trading calculator over here by adding the 5 wins in a row and then a loss. I use the quick trading calculator for my own trading, and it has literally allowed me to improve my risk management a whole ton. You see, strategies are very important, but risk management and being able to know what is going on during your session at all times is also extremely valuable. I will be using this calculator over here to test whether this strategy is actually profitable or not. Let's go and look at some more examples. Over here, we see the red fractal, which forms at this point. We then see right after this, the RSI ends up crossing below the 50 line. This once again gives us an opportunity to place sells on each and every single one of these candles. Obviously, because we're going to be using the 1 minute time frame for our candlesticks over here, we are therefore going to be placing 1 minute trades. And this gives us the opportunity to place a trade at the start of each and every single one of these candles. We see that the fractal over here told us that the market was going to start moving downwards. We then saw that the RSI crossed below the 50 line, and we could then end up placing sells on each and every single one of these candles until we lost the trade. This would have been 1, 2, 3, 4 wins in a row and then a loss. So we can come back to our calculator over here, add the 4 wins in a row, and then obviously the loss. Now this calculator is really cool because it gives you all the data that you need during your session. For example, with these trades that we could have taken over here, we would be at an 81% win rate of the 11 trades. With $100 trades, we could have made $628, and it gives you the overall equity curve, which is extremely important when you are trading. You can also set your very own take profit, your very own stop loss, which are key factors during your trading session. Here is another great trade that we could have taken. We see that the green fractal forms at this point right over here, and we see that the RSI had crossed above the 50 line. This tells us that the market is going to start moving up. We could place a trade on each and every single one of these candles until we lost once again. This would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins in a row on each and every single one of these green candles, and then a loss. So we could have added 6 wins over here, 2, 3, 4, and then we add the loss right over there. And you can see that the win rate is holding strong. This is an incredible strategy that I found on YouTube. I've been testing it for quite a while now, and it is really good. Let's look at this example over here. We see that the fractal tells us that the market is going to start reversing, and also the RSI crosses at this point right over here. We would place a sell and we would lose on this candle over here. But what we could do is we could re-enter on another trade using pattern recognition, because we know that the market is going to continue pushing down and printing and creating more red candles for us. We can then continue placing sells until we see the green fractal appear. We then could have placed the sell on these two candles over here here, won both of them, lost this one right over here, but once again re-entered for another 2 trades until this fractal appeared. And that would have been 1, 2, 3, 4 wins. So we would have had 4 wins right over here and only 1 more loss. And you can see that the win rate is now at 79%. You need to understand that the more trades you take, the lower your win rate is going to go, but you'll still end up making money as long as you have above a 52.08% win rate on pocket option at a constant trade size. And that's exactly what this calculator allows you to do. Let's look at 2 more examples. So we see that the red fractal is created over here. Therefore, we need to wait for the RSI to cross below our 50 level. We see that that happens at this point over here. We could take a sell on this one, we would lose, but that's fine because we can re-enter all the way until we see that a green fractal forms over here. So we would lose, but then win, lose, win, 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 lose, and win. And then we would be out, right? That would be the end of our cycle that we would trade over here. This would total up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wins and 3 losses. So we can add in 7 wins over here, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 3 losses right over here. Perfect. And you can see that the profits are incredible with the strategy if you know exactly how to follow it, using the fractal as well as the RSI put together, as well as the pattern recognition, which will give you a massive advantage to know when the market is going to reverse, but also to re-enter on your trades. Even if you lost the trade here, you're more than welcome to re-enter and place another trade. Let's look at one final example where we see a green fractal forms over here. So it's telling us the market is going to start pushing up in the future. We then see that the RSI crosses above the 50 level over here. So therefore we know we can continue to place buys until we see the red fractal appear. We would win on this one and all of these ones over here and only lose on these 2 red candles. This would once again give us 7 wins, but only 2 losses this time. So let's go and add that into the calculator. So you can see here that we would make 23 units, or we would have a 23% increase on our account. For example, on the $10,000 account, you could have made $2,036. Overall, looking at this strategy, I'm genuinely impressed by how good it actually is, but always remember to practice on a demo account first before you decide to risk real capital. And also, when you do end up doing your trading sessions, make sure that you do use a calculator like this. It gives you a massive advantage when you are trading to know what is happening during your session. And a lot of students are actually using this inside of my private pocket option trading community, which you can see has over 450 members. Not only does it have these tools, but you can get access to a bunch of materials, a bunch of videos here which break down exactly everything that I know that has enabled me to make over $450,000 in the last 6 years trading on pocket option. Not only that, but you get access to mentor calls with all the mentors in the community who are making hundreds of thousands of dollars, as well as live calls with me each and every single weekend. If you feel like you aren't ready yet to take your pocket option trading to the next level, you are more than welcome to join my free course over here. There's a bunch of free videos that you can watch where I break down a certain type of strategy, as well as calls that we have each and every single weekend, which you can see over here. Looking at the statistics of this entire session, as well as how the strategy performed, it is very similar to the normal strategy that I use and the statistics and the win rates that I get overall. I can confidently say that this is a really good strategy. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned for future videos, because I'm going to be breaking down plenty more other strategies exactly like this one. Other than that, drop a comment and let me know exactly how well this strategy has performed for you, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.